Yes, sir. I can hear you. Hello? Yep, I can hear you. Oh, well, hello. Welcome to Amazon Live. I am Eddie Zamora, aka the Yum Yum Foodie, and today we are gonna be making air fryer buffalo chicken with sweet potato fries and chipotle aioli. So if you've joined me before, welcome back, thank you. And make sure to drop questions and comments in the live chat so I can give you a shout out. Everything is shoppable in the carousel below. And yeah, let's get cracking. Okay, so air fryer buffalo chicken. I am a fan of the chicken thigh. The chicken thigh is right here. It is your fattiest, most yummy, fat equals flavor, so it's the most yummy piece of chicken to me. It can also be a little bit tricky to cook, which is fine. We're gonna go through that today to make sure we get the best air fried chicken possible. But before I get started, I want to ask you a couple questions, like what's your favorite buffalo chicken dish? Drop it in the comments below. Do not be bashful, and let's get started. Okay, so my chicken thighs. This is about a pound of chicken thighs, and I didn't have to trim these off because there wasn't too much fat. Sometimes, if there's too much fat, you might want to trim some of it off. I didn't. I left these as is, and these are from a little place called Mary's Chicken Farm. I know they sell them at Whole Foods. They're free-range chicken. I always try to get, some pretty yummy, or the best quality chicken I can get. Hold on, I see I have a question here. Francesca is excited for this. Thank you, Francesca. Please let me know your favorite buffalo anything dish. My only thing is I'm not a fan of the Buffalo Bills, but everything else about buffalo I like. Okay, before we get started, it is chicken. I am gonna use some kitchen safe gloves here, but before I do that, I'm gonna season my chicken. So just salt and pepper. I'm going a little bit heavier on the salt because this chicken has so much fat that when it's in the air fryer, a lot of the juices are gonna fly down. I see ELZ extra crispy chicken wings. And that brings me a question before I continue with this. Are boneless chicken wings still chicken wings? Because I'm a fan of the boneless wing, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I just don't wanna get my hands all greasy and dirty. A little black pepper. Okay, go a little bit heavier on the black pepper. And then it is the air fryer. I want to coat these with some olive oil. One of the beautiful things about an air fryer as well is that you're not going to stink up your house frying stuff. I'm Cuban and I grew up in a house that fried a lot of food. And when I tell you, after a while of smelling fried food in your home, it's nice to not have to deal with fried food at home. All right, but remember I said that these buffalo chicken thighs can be a little tricky, and here's where I have one of my favorite kitchen tools that I want to share with you. It's my little Amazon device here. When you say her name, she starts listening, so I'm going to say my Amazon device right now, but I'm going to ask her just to make sure. Hey Alexa, what's the internal temperature for chicken thighs?
Chicken thigh is considered safe to eat when it has reached an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit.
Cool. So 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Yes, I already knew this, but this is a really good tool to have. When you're a little curious about what internal temperature you want for something, you got to make sure, you find out 165 degrees is that safe temperature to eat. Mama Z, can you get crispy chicken using the air fryer? Yes. Now the amount of olive oil you use is going to impact how crispy that chicken is and how much time it spends in there. But yeah, you can get crispy chicken in there. In fact, I've made some air fryer fried chicken that's, it's never going to be the same as dropping it in a deep fryer and going to your favorite southern chicken spot, but it definitely gets the job done and gets the craving out of the way. So remember, food safe gloves because we don't want to contaminate anything here. I am just coating my chicken with the olive oil, the salt, everything that was ready to go here that I seasoned this chicken. It's real simple to get to. And then I'm gonna drop one of these gloves off because this chicken's gonna go right in the air fryer. Now and again, not to cross-contaminate. Got my chicken here. And what's cool about this air fryer is I'm gonna make fries in the other basket because you can dual cook with this air fryer. So you can make two things at two different temperatures at the same time. So I'm gonna try to do one layer of chicken inside here. And this is perfect because it's just 4 little pieces. and they're gonna fit exactly where I need them to go with a little room to breathe around them. Get rid of your other glove. Again, we don't want to cross-contaminate. And these are gonna go in the air fryer in my first drawer in here. I'm gonna make sure I set it to air fry. I want the temperature to be 400 degrees, and then for the time, I'm gonna go to about 15 minutes. Now you wanna start checking in between while you're doing all this because you don't wanna, again, overcook them. And also, I use my trusty little probe meat thermometer, and this is always gonna let me know the internal temperature of my chicken. So throughout the cook, as it gets closer to those 15 minutes, I'm gonna jump in there and I'm gonna make sure that we're close. Now you can always add a little bit of time because I actually just pulled these out of the fridge. Maybe you've let them sit on the counter for a few minutes. You just want to make sure that they get to that perfect internal temperature. Let's see. Adam, now you're hungry and want buffalo chicken. Well, Adam, that is my job. My job is to make you hungry and want buffalo chicken. But buffalo chicken cannot be buffalo chicken without buffalo sauce. And buffalo sauce is really, really, really simple to make. I've got here in my ramekin some Kerry's Irish Gold butter. Usually I'm not super brand specific. I just love Kerry's Gold. It's the real good stuff, the Irish butter. That's what I want to use it. I don't cook with butter all that often, but when I do, I want it to be with the good stuff. So I'm literally just going to melt that down in my little saucepan here. Okay, really simple. I'm going to melt that down, and in my bowl, I'm using Frank's Red Hot because Frank's Red Hot is the OG of hot sauces. It's about four tablespoons of it. There are exact recipes. I don't live and die by exact measurements because one day something may taste saltier to me than another day. So I definitely will ballpark it a little bit when it comes to these sauces. And then I'm going to do a little bit of garlic powder. Well, a lot of bit of garlic powder because I like garlic powder. And that is just going to be while my butter is melting. Let's see, any questions? Adam, do you have to turn them? That's a great question. You're referring to the chicken thighs. Yeah, about halfway through my cook, or a little closer to the end of the cook, let's say about 10 minutes in, I'm gonna flip them. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna say, hey Alexa, set timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
Thank you, Alexa. So she was just letting me know right there. I set a little timer for 10 minutes. That is going to give me the allotted time to revisit there and check that out, and thank you for that. Lisa, hey Eddie, what are some good dinner ideas if you're hosting a dinner party for 6 to 10 people? Also a beginner cook. You know what's cool, Lisa? I think a great idea is making something that you can kind of set and forget. If you're hosting a dinner party for that many folks, if it's I think a chili in the slow cooker is something that's very easy, and if you have a busy day, you can kind of set it and let it do its thing and gather all that flavor. You can even make it the day before and put it back in the slow cooker, and those flavors have melted together. Chili's really good. I mean, grilling, you can't go wrong with barbecue grilling. That is essential. And if you have something like a sous vide, and I plan on doing a sous vide cook at some point here on Amazon Live, that's what I do when I host dinner parties, is I'll use my sous vide, my emulsion cooker, and I'll leave everything ready to go, and right when it's time to get ready to eat is when I'll sear and finish off if I'm making a steak or something like that. Okay, Lourdes, for better or worse, butter makes everything better. Thank you, Lourdes. That is true. Whether you're making cookies, whether you're going to put it in your hair, what do you think I use in my hair? Butter. ELZ. Sorry about setting your Alexa off. You know, in my house we try not to say the name out loud because all of a sudden music will start playing in places because I'll have a million playlists going on. So I'm not going to say the name, but she's going right here. So I'm actually going to mix this a little bit already, just to make it a little bit uniform and get the garlic powder mixed in with the Frank's Red Hot. And you know, let me get this off. This is really just to make sure accidentally any drippings or juice from the chicken were to land on my butcher block. It doesn't land on the block, and it landed on my towel, but nothing spilled, so I'm going to put my towel back. My butter is now melted. I'm going to give it a quick second to just cool a little bit. Butter melts quickly, folks. Let me see, what do we got? How can I make this into a keto-friendly meal? So great question, ELZ. The chicken that I'm making is keto friendly. In fact, that's where I originated and started making this dish, was when I started doing keto. I wanted something delicious and low carb and not breaded. So, I mean, it's butter. Hot sauce is 0 carb with 1 tablespoon. So 4 tablespoons, 0 carb again. Butter is 0 carb. The chicken is 0 carb. So guess what? You pretty much are good. I don't know if butter's 0 carb, but it's definitely on the low carb end. So the chicken itself is keto. Now for the fries, one thing you can do is maybe throw down some zucchini fries. So zucchini is going to have lower carbs than the starch of a potato. Okay, so here we go. Threw our butter in, and now we're mixing and making our buffalo dressing. You see we're getting that awesome orange color for the buffalo dressing. Again, I always gotta give it a taste. That's perfect. Delicious, just the right amount of heat. Texture, it's velvety. This is gonna be perfect for my chicken later. Let me see any questions. Rafi, Eddie, what is my favorite form of chicken? Man, buffalo chicken is my jam. There is a restaurant here in LA called Quispaka, and it's owned by a lady named Nancy Silverton, and she makes this roasted chicken. What they do is they rub the chicken with paprika and put lemon on it, and then throw it in the oven on top of a giant piece of rustic bread, so all the juices from the chicken bake into it. That's probably like my favorite chicken dish. It's incredible. But buffalo chicken is my jam. Amazon user, how spicy am I making my buffalo chicken? Well, that's going to depend on the sauce. I only used about 4 tablespoons of the Frank's Red Hot, so it's not too spicy, but spicy enough. It's not going to burn my mouth, but it gives me that craving, that sensation I love from buffalo chicken. But we also said we're gonna make some fries. See, you've never done chili in a slow cooker, but so Jay baby, you've never made chili in a slow cooker, but you can in a crock pot. Best thing ever. Guess what? You have a slow cooker, because a crock pot and a slow cooker are the same thing. So, bravo, you just want to make sure you brown whatever protein you use, whether it's meat or turkey, and you drain the fat from that before you put it in your slow cooker, and then you're good to go. ELZ, can you marinate the chicken, then put it in the air fryer? You can totally marinate the chicken and put it in the air fryer. I like to do it right in the moment because I want to make sure the chicken is fully coated in that olive oil. If you marinate it, sometimes the oil and everything is going to drip to the bottom of it. And also, I washed my chicken. It is so important to wash the chicken. Have you ever seen the juices that chicken comes in? Wash it, pat it dry. Trust me, you're good for it. Francesca, what did I add to my sauce? Just garlic powder, butter, and Frank's Red Hot. Super basic buffalo dressing. Okay, so let's get started on chopping up our French fries here. And I'm making sweet potato fries. I'm using 2 different types of sweet potato. Your more traditional sweet potato, your orange guy, and purple sweet potatoes, because why not? Let's get some color in here. Let me give a few shout outs. Melanie, thank you so much for following me. Christopher Condalo, thank you for following me. Juan Arellano, thank you. Brandy Wine 1954, thank you for the love. Mama Z, you're watching me whisk. Do I have a favorite kind of whisk? You know what's funny? I think probably the silicone or the plastic one would be my favorite. I just don't happen to have one, so I'm going with this because I'm always when you have that silicone or plastic one, it's great because you're not going to scratch your nonstick surface. But for a glass bowl, I mean, I guess it's probably good to have both. So your fries, using this really cool mandolin, you can adjust it to the size of your fries. I'm putting 2 in here, and it's great. It has this little guard. It's going to make sure you don't get your hand in there. It has a little dispenser in the back that's going to catch your fresh fries. And there we go. So here we go. I'll show you in a second how these guys come out. I leave the skin on, and I wash my potatoes. But, if you're not a fan of the skins, that's okay too. You don't have to. You can just trim them down. But look at how perfect these fries come out. And you say to yourself, why do you want to use a mandolin? What you're using with a mandolin is that it's going to give you that perfect cut every single time. Everything is uniform, and that means it's going to cook evenly. So Jay Baby, what's the best kind of cutting board for chicken? Well, the best kind of cutting board for chicken is going to be a plastic one. I just wasn't going to cut this chicken today, so I didn't bust out my plastic cutting boards. I like to use, because what happens is wood is porous. And when something is porous, it's going to absorb whatever is cut on it. And yes, you can cut chicken on a wood chopping block. I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm extra clean, so I'm always going to go with the plastic, and that way I can run it in a sanitary level through the dishwasher. Let's make some more fries. Just look at how easy this is. And I didn't have to sit there and cut, because one of these things I do not like doing is cutting fries in real time by hand. It is just not my favorite thing. I'm going to go one more, because I'm only going to make fries for one. Perfect. So I've got all the fries I need. I'm going to show you these guys right now. Look how cool. Perfectly cut with the mandolin. I've got these beautiful fries. And now, in bowl, I'm going to dump my fries in another clean bowl, and I'm going to dress them. Let me get my mandolin out of the way. And by dressing the fries, I'll show you just one second. Let me see if we have any questions. David Nanos, thank you for following me. Rafi, thank you for starting to following me. And Pawan, I hope I'm saying it right. Thank you for the, like Walter Mercado used to say, mucho, mucho amor, much, much love, thank you. For my fries, real simple again. We're air frying, so I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil in there. I'm gonna actually put another tad garlic powder, okay? Then, what do I got? Oh, smoked paprika. It is one of these things that I think is not used enough, and it's just gonna add a little smokiness, because we're gonna make a chipotle aioli with these fries, so a little smoked paprika goes a long way. It's one of these ingredients that's used all over Spain and Spanish cooking. I tend to use it a lot. Sometimes I'll put it in like a burger mix of seasoning just to add. If I'm making burgers, I'll throw it in with the ground meat and get that little hint of smokiness. Okay, Ilzy, for my buffalo chicken, am I team blue cheese or team ranch? Look, I am team blue cheese all the way, and I want to find out what you guys are, team blue cheese or team ranch. I'm going to put some more salt, not some more salt. This is the first time I throw salt in my fries. And my black pepper. So, real simple, okay? And now I'm just gonna toss these guys around, make sure we coat everything. I mean, I could use my hands in here too, but for the fun of it, I'm gonna toss this around over the sink in case I drop something in the sink. All right, perfection. So, as you can see, they're uniform, they're coated in seasoning. I can see the salt on there, I can see some of the smoked paprika. And then we'll finish these up a little bit later with that smoked aioli. Let me see any questions we've got. Do I have a YouTube channel? I do. I have a YouTube channel, The Yum Yum Foodie. Same name that you see on here, The Yum Yum Foodie. I'm the same on social media everywhere. Alexa, stop. I love when she listens. I'm the same on all social media platforms, so I'm The Yum Yum Foodie on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the above, Eddie Zamora, TikTok. I also have a podcast called Kill the Bottle, so please, I invite you to check those out. Rafi is Team Ranch. Well, rock on, Rafi. Blue cheese is not for everybody. It can be a little strong, a little pungent. You know what that alarm means? I think it was Adam that asked before, is do I flip the chicken? Oh, this chicken's starting to look great. So I'm going to flip this now. Perfect. And when I flip, I'm going to check the internal temperature of my chicken. So let's see. And you always want to try to find your thickest piece of chicken. So I'm at about 160 degrees, perfect. So I want to get it again to 165, which in these last 2 minutes, I might be able to get it to there, but you know what? I'm gonna, oops, not raise the temperature. I'm gonna just add a little bit of time. I'm gonna add 2 minutes. No, actually, make it 3 minutes. Because at the end of the day, if you go a little bit over 165 with chicken thighs, all it's going to end up doing is make it a little bit more tender. You don't want them to dry out, so you don't want to go too long in there, but they're fine. And this gives me time to get my fries in the air fryer. So in the other drawer, I'm going to layer in my fries. And guess what? I'm not going to wash this bowl. Why? Because I'm going to put my fries right back in this bowl. That way there's still salt, there's olive oil, there's a lot of flavor left in the bowl that I seasoned with, so I'm going to throw it back in here, get rid of any little remnants of uncooked fries, of course, uncooked potato, and I'm going to reuse that in a second. So fries, what are we going to do? In my second drawer, press number 2, I'm going to air fry. I'm going to do it at 300, oh wait, sorry, that's the time. I'm going to put it for about 12 minutes. And the temperature, 375. And let me get that bad boy started. And in just a few minutes, I will check again, and you want to shake them up a little bit, let them move around top to bottom in the drawer. That way you're trying to get as even a cook as possible, and you want air to flow to be happening around there, because the air, that hot air, is what's going to cook your fries in the air fryer. All right. Any questions? ELZ for blue cheese. Thank you. Now I want to know, do you like the stinky blue cheese, the chunky blue cheese? Do you like the blue cheese? I mean, for me, the stinkier the blue cheese, the more I love it. Mama Z. Oh, you want to take a look at the chicken? Hold on. There's a minute 30 left, but I'll show you right now. So the chicken is actually crisping up. It's sizzling in there. And just want to make sure I get into that next level. Since it is chicken thighs, they have so much fat and so much juice in there inside that tray. I mean, if I were to flip it over, there's going to be so much fat and juice dripping out of there. If you want to get a little bit crunchier, a little bit crispier, and you want to make it keto, they make these great products that are made out of ground pork rinds. So they make almost like a faux breadcrumb that's keto, made out of pork rinds, and you can, the same way you would bread fried chicken, you can bread these with your pork rind. They're still keto, and throw them in the air fryer or get that little bit of extra crunch. Let's see, Mama Z, you saw the chicken. Oh, shout outs, please, J Baby, Millie, Mona Musa, Country Boy. Thank you so much for following my channel. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me that you take the time out of your day, to watch a little bit of this time. All right, so I got my bowl for my fries. I got my buffalo sauce over there. Now it is time to make my aioli. And let's see, actually I'm going to grab another glass bowl here from my collection. And I'm going to make my aioli. Aioli, it's really fun, really easy to make. Let me give some more shout outs though. Hold on. My screen, there we go. Malcolm, thank you. Alma Diaz, thank you so much for following along. Aioli is something I discovered in Spain, because they put it just about on everything in Spain. Patatas aioli, patatas brava with aioli, so potatoes with aioli, which is this lovely like mayonnaise, garlic sauce. So I'm going to make my aioli, which is how we are grooving with our fries. Oh, hold on, that sound means my chicken, let me get my thermometer. My chicken is perfect, 170 degrees, so I did go over by a little bit, but that's fine. That's not gonna hurt my final dish. I'm gonna leave these in there to cool, because what happens when it goes into cooling mode, it's like sucking all the hot air out of there, so it's not gonna continue cooking really, so it's fine living inside the air fryer for a little bit while I make my aioli for the fries. So I like to use an actual avocado oil mayonnaise just because, I don't know, I like to use avocado oil. No, I tried it one time. I had a vegan friend of mine who let me try the avocado mayonnaise, and I was like, this actually tastes pretty rockin' good. Rafi, where am I from? Rafi, if the flowered shirt could not give it away more, I am from Miami, Florida, 305 till I die. My parents were exiled from Cuba, and that's how I made blessed opportunity to be born here in the U.S. All right, so about a quarter cup of my avocado oil mayonnaise in a bowl. There we go. Let me put this guy back in the fridge. Un segundo. I'm one of those people that has to be putting stuff constantly back and forth in the fridge because I will forget and leave stuff out. Let's see. My fave fry style. Ooh. You know, my favorite fry style are waffle fries. Like those Chick-fil-A waffle fries. Those are dangerous, people. Those are dangerous for me. That's like, Chick-fil-A is like my... When I'm at the airport, it is the place where I will go, and it's like my airport food. If I'm like at Charlotte, North Carolina airport, ooh, I hit that Chick-fil-A right up. All right, so let me show you the fries real quick. As you can see, they're not ready yet, but look at that beautiful color of these fries. And I just burnt my hand. The beautiful color of these fries, and they're smelling great. The olive oil is starting to sizzle a bit. They still got about 7 minutes. They're only about halfway through the cook, but I want to make sure I shake it up. And I'm going to wash with a little bit of soap my silicone tongs, because they did, just in case they touched chicken earlier, I want to make sure they're clean, because I'm going to use these also to pull the cooked chicken out, and I'm going to use it to pull out my fries. But let me see. Any more questions? Diana Ruiz, thank you so much for following me. Un abrazo, un beso. Thank you. Okay, so our aioli. I put about a quarter cup of that avocado. You can use any mayonnaise. In Spain, I probably guarantee you they're not using avocado oil mayonnaise. They're using the OG real deal mayonnaise made with eggs. Then, have you ever been to the store and wondered what these little chipotle peppers in adobo sauce? So they're really potent, they're really smoky. But that being said, they have a tremendous, tremendous, tremendous amount of flavor. So I'm going to use about a spoon of this, and I'm going to taste again in a minute. Maybe just a little bit more just of the juice from in there. Okay? And then I'm going to juice a lemon. Thankfully, because lemons are expensive right now, I have a massive lemon tree. So please, if you live in Pasadena, come steal some of my lemons. All right, let's see. Just about a couple tablespoons. I think about half a lemon. You can go a little bit less, a little bit more. It's again to your taste. Let me just stir this in real quick before I look at your questions. Because lemon, lemon's an acid, so it's going to start to affect whatever, whatever you mix in there with it. All right, let's see. David, who's my favorite chef on Food Network? Oh man, I don't know about Food Network, David, but my favorite chef is a man by the name of Chef Jose Andres from Spain. He cooked at one of the most iconic restaurants in the world called El Bulli. And if any of you live or have been in D.C., Washington, D.C., that's what he called home when he came here from Spain. And his restaurants are incredible. Incredible. So thank you for asking. I say for Food Network, you know what? I'm going to give it to my friend. My dear friend who I did the show Dinner Takes All with, Cartier Brown, Delicious Miss Brown on Food Network. She is an amazing human being, an amazing chef, and yeah, just tip-top all around the world. So she's my favorite. Tony, you love South Beach? You visit every year, so bravo. One tidbit of info, Tony. People that are from Miami, they rarely go to South Beach. We love it, but we rarely go to South Beach. So please, enjoy my hometown, eat it up. I think the one time a year that I go, or a few times a year that I go to South Beach, I'm super happy. But when I lived there, I can tell you, I went years sometimes without going to the beach. Okay, so Tony, you know nothing about air fryers. Could you explain how they work and what advantage there is to owning one? That's a great question, Tony. So an air fryer is actually circulating heat at hot air, essentially. Okay, so it's circulating that hot air, and that's why they have this, the sound that air fryers make. And that hot air is going to heat up the whatever it is that you're cooking. So the fries, you put a little bit of olive oil on them. That's going to crisp up and use that olive oil to crisp up your fries. And the advantage is it's a little bit less calories. Why? Because you're not deep frying something. So you're using a lot less oil. Notice right now, if I was frying in my house, I would have to turn the ventilation on in my kitchen. I would have to have every fan on in this house, and it would still stink. So it's just one of those things that an air fryer is a really good thing. So if you live in a place where it's not a huge space and you don't want the whole place to smell like fried food, an air fryer is incredible. People that live in like New York City, oh my gosh, if I lived in Manhattan in an apartment, a studio apartment, I would live with an air fryer. All right, who's on Kill the Bottle this week? Kill the Bottle this week is a winemaker named Alex McGregor. I was up in Mendocino County, Northern California at a winery, and I was able to interview the winemaker, a guy named Alex McGregor at Saraceno Winery. And this is the season finale of Kill the Bottle is actually this Wednesday. So if there's any guests you want me to try to book on Kill the Bottle, let me know in the notes. Next time, can I do a steak or nachos? Well, how about doing steak nachos, baby? I can do both. I would love to do a nachos. In fact, I make a great Cuban nachos, which is a little spin on a Cuban sandwich in the nacho form. So thank you. I would love to make some nachos. And Lori, so good question. Lori's asking because I have a large cast iron skillet, and she wants to know how to clean it. So here's my large cast iron skillet. I have a few of them, and the trick with cleaning a cast iron skillet is don't use soap, and I like to clean it right when it's hot. So right off the pan, I have a brush that's special for my cast iron skillet. I scrape everything off. When it's nice and hot, water only, no soap. I pat it dry. You want to make sure that it's dry because it can oxidize. It's cast iron. And I use a little bit of olive oil with a paper towel, and then I just rub some olive oil inside to keep it seasoned, as we call it. But that's how you clean it. How much is a decent air fryer? You bought one for $40 and it was too small. I understand your pain, David. So decent air fryer, I mean, you know, the Instapot makes a great one that I want to say is about 60 to 70 bucks. So if you spend a little bit more, it's a great one with a much bigger basket. This is great because you can make 2 different things in there. Hold on one second. I just want to make sure that my fries... Yeah, I'm sticking my hand in the air fryer. My hands are, I don't know, they're made of sandpaper by now. Just a little bit more. We need a couple more minutes. Let me add 1 more minute. But Instapot makes a great one. You know, this one is a little bit higher price point, but I just like the fact that I can make more than one thing. Because right now I would be waiting in between. And it's just great to be able to do multiple things at different temperatures. All right. Let's see. And by the way, there's one listed below on the carousel that is killer. So it's the one that I'm using right here, this Ninja one. Ninja makes a great product, a great series of products. And all the products here are listed below, so please, I encourage you, check them out. All right, so JP, thank you for following me. Kindle customer, thank you for following me. CA Hans and Wendell Schuler, Nisi or Niesi, thank you so much for following. All right, let me get back to my aioli. I know, I'm Cuban. We talk fast. I am trying to slow myself down. All right, so I've got the mayonnaise in there. I've got a little bit of the chipotle, and I've got my lemon juice. Now, I'm going to get some fresh garlic. This is, oh, fumble. This is also in the carousel. It is my Jacob little garlic. I call it a garlic seesaw, but it's a garlic press. It is a garlic press, right? So a little bit of fresh garlic. I know I was using garlic powder in the other recipes. I like to use the fresh garlic in here. I know it's not the best sound in the world. I'm just gonna get my hands in here and throw my garlic in there. Perfect. Mix this guy a little bit more. And I'm actually gonna show you one of my secret ingredients. One of my secret ingredients to kind of elevate your aioli. All right, let me see what else. I mean, I might actually put a little bit of pepper in here, and then a little bit of salt. Not a ton of salt, just a little bit of salt. I want to make sure, because you can't go back and take salt out. Salt is one of those things where you're gonna make it to your audience who's eating what. So I'm gonna taste. That is perfect. It is perfect for like your traditional aioli. I could go a little bit smokier, I could add more of the adobo, but I think this is perfect. And the reason being is the secret ingredient is coming out. And this is 15% off right now on Amazon. And this is one of the ingredients, before I tell you what it is, I always have it in my cart at Amazon because I'm always waiting for it to go on sale, because it is, you know, you get what you pay for it. It's a truffle hot sauce, and any folks know about truffles, they're pricey. So this is truff. It is a black truffle infused hot sauce. I love this stuff. It is delicious. And like I said, it's 15% off right now. So right now, I mean, I have kind of a full bottle, so I'm going to wait on it because it'll last me a couple months. I'm going to put a couple drops of my truff sauce in here. By a couple drops, I meant a lot. Sorry. I love this stuff. And it's fragrant and aromatic. And it is, you know, it's kind of like one of my secret ingredients. I can put it on just about anything, and it elevates a dish. Let me see if you guys have any questions. Rafi, can I please do pasta? All right, you know what, Rafi? For you, I'm going to work on a pasta dish. Maybe a cavatelli, maybe something delicious. All right, this went off. Let me check my fries. Oh, my goodness, guys. Oh, my goodness. Crunchy. Oh, my God, it's just so good. All right. Guys, you got it. You're getting me to eat fries, so there went the diet. I'm going to put my fries right into that original bowl that I had, like I mentioned before, because there's still a little olive oil in there. I'm not done with these yet, but they're super hot, so I'm going to let them cool for a second. Oh, ahora Monroy, bendiciones para todos. Que deliciosos saludos. Oh, from Rhode Island. I have never been to Rhode Island. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Aura. Aura just said that this air fryer is going to be her next gift, and I'm telling you, I'm loving this particular air fryer. Hold on one second. Let me show you now that I put in my truff hot sauce. Oh, it's so fragrant, guys. I'm dying for you to try it because it really is one of my favorite condiments. You know, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to see it at Chipotle anytime soon because it is a little bit pricey, but it is one of those condiments where it is it's a bit of a life changer for me. So that truff sauce. All right, so here is my Chipotle aioli. Perfect. And you could make some of this and refrigerate it. It's just that honestly, it's so easy to make. I try not to make more of it than I'm gonna use. But if I'm gonna go through it in a couple days, sure, I'll make a little bit extra. But for all intents and purposes right now, this is exactly, ooh, that's so good, what I need. Look at that. Awesome. Oh, David says I'm a great host. Thank you so much, David. That means the world to me. You know, my mom passed away before she ever got to see me work as much as that I do now in the food space, and everything that I do, I honor her in it, and I appreciate you saying that because I work really hard trying to engage you folks and stay connected. So please keep asking questions. It makes me so happy to do that. Sauce on side, fries are there. The chicken's done, but I'm gonna dress these fries real quick. And I keep stirring them. Why do I keep stirring them? Because it is that thing where there's still more olive oil left in there, and also I wanna taste them. Oh my God, these are so good. Guys, these are perfect fries. But they still need a little bit more dressing. What am I gonna do? So I'm gonna chop some fresh parsley. I like Italian parsley, but parsley is parsley. And I like to, you bunch up your parsley a little bit because you don't want the leaves going all over the place. So I try to like wrap it up real tight and make that little tight bunch of it. Pick a knife, any knife. All right, I'm gonna use this guy right now. And I'm just gonna chop my parsley. You know, parsley, yes, it has some flavor, of course, but it's one of those things where I love any opportunity to add a little bit of color to a plate. And you know, I can't remember whose name it was that was gonna do your dinner party. Things like chopped parsley on top of a dish is just taking it that little step further. And when you have folks over for dinner, it's the perfect opportunity to kind of elevate the appearance of any dish. So I'm gonna use the parsley for my fries, and I'm gonna use the parsley for my chicken. Okay. And I'm gonna put this guy right back in my bowl. Just a little bit of chicken left on the cutting board, which is fine because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get that, sprinkle it on my fries. Okay, I'm gonna mix it up with the fries again, put a little bit more parsley in there. I'm gonna put a little bit more salt, not too much, just a little bit more because, you know, I'm such a sweet guy, I gotta salt myself up. And, you know, there's a little bit of sauce left in the bowl. I'm gonna try that. Oh my goodness. So, this is phenomenal. Like, I'm gonna do that, get my fries there. Put my sauce in the same bowl. It's okay. Cook it at home. Let's see if any more questions. Do I slice the chicken before I add the sauce? So I'm gonna blend that right now. That's a great question, Mama Too. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna show you that right now. Oh, ELZ, what was my mom's favorite dish and anything we cooked together? Oh man, my mom. Oh, you guys are gonna make me sad. All right, my mom. I'm trying to think of a favorite dish because it's funny whenever you lose someone in your family that's so close. There's so many memories that kind of disappear. If I remember, my mom loved paella. She loved croquetas, Cuban croquetas. She loved camarones enchilados, which is this orange sauce shrimp that is a very, very popular dish from Cuban people. So my mom loved camarones and langosta, lobster enchiladas. So look at these guys. Look at these beautiful fries. Okay, perfect. Now we gotta get our chicken going. I let the chicken in there. I didn't want it to get too cold, but here's my chicken. It's the perfect temperature and it's crazy. You can't hear, but there's all these juices at the bottom of my air fryer. And I'm gonna get my chicken and we're just gonna start coating it in the buffalo sauce. You wanna get as much buffalo sauce on each piece, depending on how you like your buffalo chicken, but I love me some buffalo chicken, so, okay. So I'm not cutting the chicken, because the chicken is already cooked all the way through. I mean, you can cut it, I guess, but man, chicken thighs, they're just, to me, the most perfect piece of chicken. Okay, Second piece. And the good thing about this is I made enough so I can have some leftovers later. So, you know, I like to cook once and eat twice. That is one of my things. Very seldom do I cook and not use it again or make enough to not have to cook a second time. Another piece of chicken, and then my last piece. You drop that in there. All right, put that back in the air fryer, and I'm gonna coat my last piece of chicken. This chicken, like I said, it's got some crunch to it. It's cooked to 170 degrees, but at least 165. And thankfully, I was able to ask my little Alexa here to stop listening, Alexa. Okay. I was able to ask her the exact internal temperature that I want for my chicken. I've coated all of my buffalo chicken. Let's see if we have any more questions. Oh, Irma, thank you for following. Arthur, thank you for following. Diane, thank you for following. The fries look great. How did I cut them? So if you're just joining the stream, and I'm almost done with my chicken, I use this mandolin right here. So this mandolin, it's called a mandolin. It has blades inside. It has dials on the back that can adjust the thickness of what you're trying to cut and the shape. So it's a really cool tool that you can have, and it folds flat, easy to clean. This is just one of those kitchen essentials. It's a great gift. It's one of those things I just encourage folks to have one. I like this one too because it has the guard, so I'm not getting my hands in there because these blades are next level sharp, okay? So that's what I use to cook the fries or cut the fries. I don't know if you can layer aluminum foil in the air fryer. It's got a non-stick surface inside, so I don't sweat that too much. I mean, it's not a microwave, so I'm assuming you can, but I've never done that before. But you know, you can't do that with a microwave. But with an air fryer, you're just circulating hot air, so you should be fine. Now look at that. Now I'm gonna drizzle the last part of my buffalo sauce. And you know, yes, sometimes you can make a little extra if you want to dip it, but man, there's so much sauce in there, it is good to go. And I have my chopped parsley, adding a little bit more of it. Let's make sure, sorry, my computer shut off real quick, guys. So Mama 2 is the air fryer is super easy to clean. So these guys, and at least in this particular Ninja air fryer, it's dishwasher safe. I wouldn't recommend doing it every time in the dishwasher. Maybe the little grates on the inside, these pop right out, so you can throw those in the dishwasher. I don't like throwing the handles in there in the basket itself because it's really easy to clean because it's non-stick all the way through. Super easy to clean. That's a great question. All right, so I got all the above, my chicken, my fries, my aioli. I am the happiest camper. Now, you know, I tasted the fries, I tasted the sauce. Now it's time to taste the chicken, the piece de la résistance. And I'm gonna go for a nice juicy piece. And I'll show you before I take a bite, just so you can see. If you can see, look at the layers. The chicken is cooked perfectly. It's still smoking. It didn't overcook. It's super juicy and tender. In fact, I don't even really need a knife for this. Dunking it back in the sauce. Oh man, perfect. Sometimes you have to be okay with giving yourself credit for making something delicious. This is delicious. This is a keto-friendly air fryer chicken thighs. Super easy to make. Then we've got our multicolor sweet potato fries, our chipotle aioli, which I added a little bit of the truff sauce, shh, don't tell anybody, to elevate. And there she is. Let's ask for a few questions before I get going. Oh, thank you. That looks seriously good. Thank you, Rafi. Honestly, it is really good. If this didn't taste good, I don't think I'd be able to fake it tasting good. It's delicious. Thank you, Lisa. It does. I appreciate you telling me that it looks amazing. I'm really proud, and I'm so excited that I get to share these recipes and this experience with you guys. It means the world to me. Busy needs me to come and cook. Well, look, Busy, for the right price, I do kids parties, you know, I'll go cook. I will make air fryer chicken. You just, depending on how many people are there, we're gonna need a bunch of air fryers. But thank you, you know, just hop on the carousel, get like 7 or 8 of these, and I'll throw down some chicken for you. All right, Lisa, what are good breakfast dishes you can make in the air fryer? You know, that's a really good question. I'm trying to think of what I've made in the air fryer breakfast-wise. You know, I've seen folks actually make, I've seen them do it. I've seen folks make hard-boiled eggs in the air fryer. I have never done that. I think one thing that might be fun to try to make in the air fryer is chilaquiles. So you get your tortillas, you slice them up, and you put them in there, and make like the crispiness. Put your eggs on the side, but maybe you can use the air fryer to make your crispy tortillas. All right. Catherine Santos, thank you so much for following. Patricia, thank you. Busy, thank you so much for following. Please, I also invite you to follow me on social media at the Yum Yum Foodie, across the board on social. Check out my show, Kill the Bottle Podcast, and make these. If you make any of my dishes, please send me pictures, tag me on your social media posts so that I can share them with everybody else, because there's something beautiful about cooking and sharing and enjoying these experiences. See, there's a few more folks that followed. Oh, Virginia Crowfoot. That's an amazing name. Thank you for following. And we've got about 5 minutes left, so I just want to make sure that there's any questions, anything that I didn't get to answer, because I'm dying to dive into this. Please jump on in. If not, I think, let me see. Any more questions popping up? Crickets? All right, guys. So here is the time where I bid thee adieu. I sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you so much for joining me on today's Amazon Live. Sorry, and a reminder for you, seriously, all of the products that we had in today's shoot are available in the carousel. Please don't forget to follow my channel. It'll let you know when I jump on live again. I hope to be doing this again soon, and you'll never miss my live streams. And also, folks, I know the only thing we don't get back in life is time. And I want to thank you so much for spending a little bit of your precious time with me, Eddie Zamora, the Yum Yum Foodie, and I will see you next time.